Today, I'm playing the role of Nancy. She's playing the role of Shorty.
I don't want to be Shorty.
Howdy, y'all. Today, we're going to be teaching you how to make Nancy Drew's Shadow Ranch cake from the game Secret of Shadow Ranch. Are you ready to do this?
I am.
We've got our recipe together. And the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take 2 sticks of butter and 2 1/3 cups of sugar. We're going to put it in our bowl and beat it together until it's nice and blended, and we'll keep going from there. Now that we've got our butter and sugar ready, we're going to take 2 eggs and put that in there with it. In addition to the eggs, we're going to also add 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon of vanilla. I'm just going to use a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon since we're not doing the math to figure out the recipe in game. And 1 2/3 cup of milk in addition to your butter, sugar, eggs, vanilla combo.
Happy 35th birthday, Tex! I hope you're watching.
Meanwhile, in another bowl, we're going to combine 4 cups of flour and 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And now that you've combined your flour and your baking powder, we're going to slowly mix this in to our liquid. And this is about how your batter should look at this point. Nice and thick. So now we're going to take our cake pans, we're going to spray them with a little oil, throw some flour in there, shake it around the edges. That's going to help, when we're done, help us get the cake layers out without it sticking to the pan or coming apart in chunks.
Throw a little flour in that pan, shake it around, shake it around.
So once you've got it coated, you're just going to shake off your extra flour into the trash or the sink or whatever. We've got our 2 floured and greased cake pans. We're going to divide our batter up evenly between these.
I feel like this would be a great cake if we weren't making this cake. This would be a great cake to do like berries and like a fruit, like strawberries or blueberries or something. Because it's vanilla, so you gotta make it exciting.
I'm just gonna spread it out nicely.
There are raw eggs in it. Don't lick it, no matter how strong the temptation.
So you do want to spread out your batter a little bit because this is a really thick batter. It's not going to spread out so easily on its own. So grab a spoon, grab a knife or whatever, get it spread nice and evenly. So you've got your 2 cake pans. You're going to stick this in the oven and bake it at 350 for 30 minutes.
It's been 30 minutes. Let's check that cake.
Let's check that cake. So one way to see if your cake is done through, take a toothpick, stick it in the middle, and
If there's anything on that,
it should come out clean. This one has a bit of batter stuck to the inside, so it's still going to need a bit longer. We're going to put this in for about 10 more minutes, and we'll check on it in about 10 minutes and let you guys know. Here we are 10 minutes later. Let's take a look at the cake and see if it's through.
It smells like it.
It smells really good. But just to be sure, we're going to take another toothpick and do the toothpick test. Nice and clean. You're gonna let this cool in the pan until it's like warm, and then you can take it out of the pan, but you still want to finish cooling it completely before you do anything else. We're gonna go amuse ourselves for the better part of an hour, and we'll be back eventually. Starving and ready for cake.
Hi, we're back, and we're gonna do a really quick frosting recipe with our favorite type of white frosting, which It's cream cheese. You can use whichever your preference is, but we're going to do a little recipe, so if you would like cream cheese frosting on your cake, you know how.
You ready to get started? First off, we're going to take one 8-ounce box of cream cheese.
It's nice and soft. We've been letting it sit at room temperature for a couple hours because it mixes way better if it's soft.
We're also going to add 1 stick of butter that's also been softened to room temperature. And then in addition to that, we're going to put 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract.
And then we're going to mix that up.
Once you've got your butter and your cream cheese and your vanilla mixed in, you're going to add about 3 to 4 cups of powdered sugar. And you're going to beat it until it's all nice and smooth. If it ends up too thick, you can always add a tablespoon or so of milk to thin it out. It helps if you use a bigger bowl, which we should have done.
And make sure you give all your cakes a nice little pat. Let's frost some cakes.
So now that our frosting's ready, which if you're using store-bought frosting, you can skip that entire past couple of steps. Step number 1, take one of your cake layers, put it on your cake pan, on your serving plate. Now you're going to take a very nice amount of your frosting and generously layer the top of this. You need a nice thick layer. Unless you're going to cut the top of it to be completely flat, you're going to need a lot of frosting so that it all sits evenly when you're done. You've got your first layer of frosting. It doesn't have to be super pretty because the top layer is going to flatten it all down.
Alright, so let's put the second cake on top.
We're just going to set it
a dense
centered on top.
It is a very dense cake. It kind of makes, it smells like shortbread. That's what it smells like. I feel like it's going to taste like shortbread.
Make sure you've got it nice and even, and then you're going to take the rest of your frosting, and I think probably most of y'all know how to frost a cake, so just finish frosting that. If you are using store-bought frosting, you might want to get 2 cans of frosting just to make sure that you don't run out.
Okay, now that that is beautifully frosted, we're going to pop that in the fridge while we make the marzipan flour. That's what it's called.
We are going to need 3/4 of a cup of almond flour. This is what we're using. 9 tablespoons of powdered sugar, which is just a smidge over a 1/2 cup. That'll make it easier. And we're gonna mix our almond flour and our powdered sugar together. Next we want 1½ tablespoons of water. And this is optional, but we are going to add 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract just to give it a little extra flavor. So it's a little bit sticky at this point. I'm just going to add just enough almond flour that it forms like a smooth dough and it's not really sticky. We've got our nice little handful of marzipan. We're gonna put a little powdered sugar on the counter and press this out nice and flat so we can cut out our tulip shape. What we've done to make sure we get our shape right is we printed up a tulip shape in about what we figured would be the right size. We are going to cut all these pieces apart and then, using this as a pattern, cut out pieces shaped like these bits with a knife. We've got all our little bits cut out, and now we are going to try to arrange it on the cake so that it all looks right. We have our marzipan tulip on there, and it is now time to get our food coloring and paint it all, and I'm really hoping that works well too. We'll see. Are we ready to try it?
We are ready to try a beautiful cake. Look at this slice of cake. Doesn't it look lovely?
Isn't it lovely?
Isn't it beautiful?
Here we have the famous Shadow Ranch cake. Let's see how it is in real life. It's a nice vanilla cake. I mean, there's not a lot crazy going on with it, but it's good.
Yeah. Now, if I had made Texas cake, I would have done something a bit more exciting than vanilla cake. But hey.
You would have cooked like shorty, and then they would have complained.
Probably.
Casting my culinary pearls before swine and all that goodness.
Yeah, I can see
That's how you would feel.
Mm-hmm. I would say that.
And the marzipan was surprisingly good. I was expecting it to be more like fondant, where it's pretty, but it doesn't really have any flavor.
Or it's disgusting.
But we have a nice almond flavor going on with this, so I like it a lot. I think it's been a successful day.
Yep. It has been. I need a glass of milk now.
This has been fun. We'll see y'all next time.
Next time.
I absolutely believe in y'all. You can make this cake too. I know a lot of people have tried making this recipe already, since it's one of the few recipes that we have the exact instructions, more or less. So, give it a try. Let us know how it went. And we will be back again. Post haste with another Nancy Drew recipe. Bye, guys. We didn't sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tex.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I feel like Tex wouldn't appreciate that.
True. We're just going to stop there.